Hello, flutterbies, it's Butterfly. How are you? We're coming to talk about the Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles. So, moving right along in my marathon of getting all these videos done today. Yeah, I'm not going to waste any time. We're here to just talk about the court cards, and right now I'm doing the Queen of Pentacles. And so I'm just going to lower this down so you can get a bit of an idea. And by now I'm not going to really review the suit of Pentacles, but I'll just talk about the Queen and her position within the court. Within her court. Okay. So this, given that she's female, we assign the female energy to her. Now she's going to be the ultra female energy because she is the queen. She's the queen. And she is nurturing. She is loving. She's the one who supports the family. And given that this is the suit of Pentacles, it has to do also not only with money matters and business matters, but how to use that money to support everything around, like the family or the business. And also in relationships with other people around her. So she's the manager of the relationships within the family. She kind of is the glue that holds things all together. She is the one who is going to make the home or the family space a warm, inviting environment she'll be serving the food, making sure that everybody is comfortable, feeling secure and supported. If you have a boo-boo, she's the one who's going to make you feel better. This is also because it has to do with kind of like working the ground, tilling the ground, fertile sort of agricultural matters as well. This is the queen that has a bit of an ability to make things grow, to nurture plants, like a green thumb. Okay, so she'll be the one to be out in the garden, making things happen and bringing food in to feed people. There's also a relationship with other people, so that the currency is not only just money, but the currency is the relationship, the communication. So she's there to give service to other people. She's generous, maybe perhaps to a fault. She's always serving other people. There's kind of a sense of abundance with the queen. Because of the suit, she's the one who has her feet on the ground and is very practical in the way that she approaches matters. She can be diplomatic, but she's very down to earth. This is the way it is. Here are the facts. So she's sensible. She's the one who's going to be wearing flat shoes, that sort of thing. Pentacles is also about resources, so she's the manager of the resources. She's always going to be making sure that things are coming in on time, balancing, the resources, not necessarily, probably balancing the books. Sometimes calculating numbers can be a very sword, kind of like an academics or a sword suit sort of thing, but it's not about the intellect. It's about managing the business matters. So she's the one who's managing the books and making sure that things are getting ordered and coming in on time and making sure that she's managing the resources. Also, because of the Pentacles, there's a matter of trust at hand. So you can definitely trust her. She is trustworthy, and she's also going to be the one who's going to be evaluating you as a person based on matters of trust. Oh, what else might I see? So whatever she's going to touch is going to grow and flourish. So matters of garden, but also matters of, if you have a project that has been started, for instance, with the page who's always starting projects, she's the one who's going to bring the project to fruition. When you're looking at this energy, not only have you started the project, not only have you put it into action like the Knights, but you're actually bringing it so that it's all cards on the table. This is actually happening now. Now you're developing and managing the resources. Things are coming to fruition. Let's see. So let's just say that she's bringing resources in. She would be the one to kind of make a food drive. She would be the one to do some fundraising. perhaps yard sales, or any kind of ideas that would bring resources and money and management of the resources and the things that you'd have for sale. She's the one who's managing all of that kind of stuff. She'd also be really interested in acquiring some, or not acquiring cooking skills would be Paige. She's the one who's actually doing the cooking. She'd probably be teaching the cooking and making sure that she's, managing, hosting the dinners and making sure that everybody is fed and happy and content and has everything that they need. I guess also if something is broken, she'll make sure that she can either acquire a new one for you or send it out for repair. She'll be the one to help to find a way to fix things that have been broken. So that's essentially what I would have to say about the Queen of Pentacles in a nutshell. So let me give you a bit of an idea how other decks show this court card. Now I really like the Wild Unknown Tarot for a few reasons, but also sometimes not so much. So the reasons why I really like the Unknown Tarot is because it is lacking a lot of the cultural biases that are seen in this aristocratic sort of setting with the Caucasian, able-bodied, very thin, svelte, attractive people. Everybody is kind of compartmentalized in these stereotyped roles, and there isn't a whole lot of variation, as we've talked about ad nauseum. So people know that we look for diversity in groups. So then we've kind of, created a ton of different kind of decks that focus on animals, and some people don't like, the anthropomorphism, the making animals look like humans. We've moved to different kind of characteristics with all sorts of swirly whirlies and different characterizations in the cards so that we can move away from people and get more of a diversity. So this is one of those decks that's moved away from that probably for those reasons. But yet, you really don't have a sense of, is this a mother? Well, she's a mother because she has her fawn here. If you look very closely within the scratchy poos that you see there, you see the little fawn there on the side. So she does have the mothering, nurturing aspect of this. There isn't a whole lot here to say about the agricultural or the business sense or that sort of stuff. You just kind of have to know what's going on with kind of the traditional sort of meaning if you want to attribute it to here. However, the nice thing is that if you do kind of, integrate these meanings from the RWS into the newer decks, you do get a lot of variety in the characterizations of the cards themselves. So this is really lovely this way. And this kind of gives the idea, just the basic message of, here's the Pentacles, all the messages that have to do with this suit, and here's the mom taking care of her fawn. She's very protective, just, tending to the needs. So you can really kind of read into that as well without the excessive busyness of, having to see that there's fertility here with the little bunny in the corner and all the other busyness that there is around here with the embellishments around the home. Okay, so that is that. Then we have here Animal Totem Tarot. And we have a sow. Yep, a piggy. We don't necessarily see that this is a mummy piggy, but I'm going to show you a little closer here, and you see that there's the pentacle, and there's a crown here in the pig pen. I guess we want to see the crown to make sure that we know that this is the queen pig, but it sort of looks a little bit out of place because you have the crown tossed in with the mud and the pig, which is lots of fun. So I like the humor and the playfulness of this card. And the colors are really pretty. This one here is Shadowscapes Tarot, and so I'll show you here this lovely card here, Shadowscapes Tarot, and the Queen of Pentacles here. Okay. Then we have the Victorian Fairy Tarot, And the colors here are absolutely gorgeous. I really enjoy my decks. So here they call it the Queen of Autumn. And the Herbal Tarot deck. The Herbal Tarot deck. Here the feature plant is the marshmallow. So you see there the flower to depict that this is the pentacle suit. And the plant is the marshmallow. So let's just read what they say here about that. Marshmallow. It's a demulcent, a nutritive, an anti-inflammatory. It's soothing vulnerary, treating ulcers and sores, soothes irritations such as urinary stones, promotes healing. It is applied as a poultice for inflamed wounds and injuries. So overall, it looks like it's quite anti-inflammatory. Okay, we have that. We also have the Whimsical Tarot. And I really like this one too. I like them all. Maybe I should just stop saying that because obviously I like them. Otherwise I wouldn't be showing you. And I also have just a bunch of other decks too that I just can't, show you everything. Queen of Pentacles. This is a very playful. And I think, what is it that I said in the last video, which was 5 minutes ago, but probably will be into next week for you, the Knight of Pentacles. And I was wondering what that fairy tale was. I think it kind of reminds me of the Nutcracker Suite. No, that's the Sugar Plum Fairy in the Nutcracker Suite. But I think there's a piece in the Nutcracker Suite that kind of reminds me of that little mouse. Like the knight riding the mouse. It kind of looks like that. Anyways, if you know any other fairy tale, and in fact, if you know the fairy tale of this, what is this fairy tale? I don't know. Looks a little bit Snow White-ish, but then she has treasures there, you see? Treasures in the tree that are hidden. So that might be Snow White. Because the dwarves were out mining, and so maybe that's jewelry that is being hoarded or something. I'm not sure. They don't really say in this deck. So the Queen of Pentacles, financial abundance, a stable but nurturing woman. All right, so that's in keeping with what I was saying. Now we're going to the Ghost Tarot. The Ghost Tarot. You see how the little emblem on top changes? That's a nice little crown, Queen's crown, and how lovely that is. I love my Ghost deck. When I want to speak to Spirit, I often will use my Ghost. I've yet to use my Ghost deck with somebody else. I probably would, since I'm going to be, opening up readings to people online. So if that's an option, but to date, I've only spoken to Spirit with my own readings, with my Ghost deck. So Ghost, here we are. Is this Pentacles. So here they say the spirit of the mother, protecting and nourishing are the two faces of motherhood. Protecting and nourishing, two faces of motherhood. That's what we have here. Okay, the last one is, look at the story we have here. Does that look like Father Christmas? Saint Nicholas? Yeah. Man of many names. Okay, so let's just put that there and see what the story is there. So this is called the Guide of Crystals. Guide of Crystals. Saint Nicholas. While Santa Claus appears to be culturally bound persona, whose presence has degenerated into rampant materialism, the true essence of St. Nicholas and Santa Claus has its source in the divine origins of our planet. In esoteric circles, the name for the ruler of the earth is said to be Sanat Kumara. This being is considered to be the Lord of the world, whose mirror reflection may be Lucifer, the fallen angel, or Satan. Right there I could argue a whole lot of stuff, but I won't. I will read on. Notice that the names Santa and Satan are anagrams of Sanat. Each word has 5 letters, and the numerical value of each name is 55. The upright 5-pointed star is, in occult traditions, symbolic of a human being evolving toward spiritual enlightenment. Every human soul is a miniature star. The human head, the 2 arms, and the 2 legs represent a 5-fold expression of the soul in the world. As Sanat Kumara presides over our planet from invisible levels of being, Santa Claus, the Lord of the Noble Pole, I'm so sorry, let's try that again. As Sanat Kumara presides over our planet from the invisible levels of being, Santa Claus, the Lord of the North Pole, spiritual head center or intake valve for the earth, is the legendary or mythic expression of this being. The true Sanat Kumara works behind the scenes to protect and nurture humanity. Historically, there was a Saint Nicholas born in the 4th century AD to a wealthy family living in Asia Minor. He became known for his holiness, miracles, and zeal. He was also imprisoned for his Christian faith. Part of his life's purpose was to convert sinners, share his wealth with the poor, and increase charity among the populace. Eventually, he came down to us as the patron of storm-ravaged sailors, prisoners, and children. Because of his generosity, children began giving gifts at Christmas time, and his name was metamorphosed into Santa Claus and Santa Claus by the Dutch. Oh, that's interesting. Children began giving gifts. Well, that's changed. It's not like the way it is now. Okay, let me just continue reading. The image of Santa Claus, with a flowing white beard pictured on the Guide of Crystals card, right here, is similar to the image of Grandfather Time, the keeper of hopes and dreams, who holds the keys to potential manifestation. The rabbit on the card denotes fertility. Well, of course it does. Right there. Steeped into the suit of earth crystals is the message of the earth, harvest, growth, productivity, and reproduction. St. Nicholas is a minor arcana version of the trump card 5, the wizard, who bridges the material and the spiritual worlds, encouraging us to aspire to the wisdom to create abundance on earth. The appearance of this card suggests that you have been blessed in many ways. Explore the well of abundance and kindness that you can draw upon at any time. Expect miracles and attainment, for your wishes is possible. Remember the magic of believing. Rekindle your childlike sense of anticipation. When opportunity knocks, your hopes and prayers may be answered. Be generous, kind, and thankful. There we go. And most of all, you better not pout, you better not shout. Okay, so there's a lot of stuff right there. Interesting that they put the guide. Now I just want to double check something, because the next card is the Guardian of Crystals, and she is female. And that is the way they have it. Yay! So the male, Santa Claus, would take on the position of the queen in the tarot. And then you turn the page, and the next card, which would be like the King of Pentacles, which I'm going to be doing in the next video, and that is the Guardian, and she's female, so I'll show you that there, which is a nice, kind of an interesting role reversal. I kind of like it. They're looking at the roles rather than the gender itself. I don't work a lot with my inner child cards for readings for other people. I'll usually just kind of take them out of context and do a meditation or do a working with them and read them very disconnectedly within the book. So doing this work with this deck is giving me a different perspective, and I'm looking at them quite differently, because I if I had seen King of Pentacles and seen a female there, I definitely would have clued into that a lot earlier. But anyways, we have much to learn, don't we all? Okay. That's what I have to say about the Queen of Pentacles card. Enjoy your deck. Enjoy your deck. Explore it. There's just so much to learn about yourself, really. Those 78 cards, I'll tell you, they are aspects of the human experience we call life. And so they really speak to all of us. And that's why every reading takes on a life of its own, because we can relate to everything that's going on in those cards. You really can't come up with a false story when it comes to tarot because of that. I mean, that's why it stands through the test of time. They talk about all of the things that we experience, and when you look at them, when you look at the cards for messages and pull the positive messages from it, well, I don't know about you, but they've been my very best counselor throughout the course of my life, and I really owe a lot of my wellness and my recovery in mental health and recovering from depression to having communicated with and through the tarot cards. They've been a really, really good counselor for me over the years. So I hope that you can find some joy and some utility in being able to explore the cards and the messages that they have for you as well.